All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over. We're back on the Janae Danielle channel. Now, this video here is from 3 months ago. It says kids movies are getting weirdly, I'll just say, actual. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. One of the ones I know for sure is long time ago. Remember, like they talked about the Lion King movie when it spelled out the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The original video will be in the description for you guys to check out more and even subscribe. You know what I like about this young lady? She's only 23 years old, seems very wise beyond her years, seems to have a good head on her shoulders. Very easy speaking voice, the way she talks. The videos are very, very good. I just feel like when you see someone this young, that is very aware of things that are happening in this world, is very refreshing to see. Something I wish I would have noticed when I was her age. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Y'all just went to watch that new SpongeBob movie. What's up with y'all and all this?
Have y'all seen the advertisements? Have y'all seen what is in that film? It's inappropriate.
Social media is in a frenzy after Ice Spice went to the new...
Wait. Ice Spice. What the hell does she got on? Y'all know she just got into it with somebody at McDonald's. Was SpongeBob whacking hit? Yo, no, that's crazy. That is insane.
Have y'all seen the advertisements? Have y'all seen what is in that film? It's inappropriate.
Social media is in a frenzy after Ice Spice went to the new SpongeBob movie premiere wearing this outfit.
Like, do we not remember this? They have put adult jokes inside of children's movies for years. There's literally nothing wrong with this movie.
Just because they put content in kids shows in the past doesn't mean it should continue or that it's right.
SpongeBob used to be a silly and harmless show. Yes, it's had its questionable moments, but there was always some type of innocence to it. Now, the new movie has parents and social media collectively concerned and wondering, what in the world is happening to children media today? Dirty jokes and kid cartoons and movies are nothing new. If you grew up on 90s cartoons, you probably get it. But something about children entertainment looks a little different now, and the more you watch modern kid entertainment, the more you realize the innocence is being ripped right out of them. In today's video, we're going to talk about the history of cartoons and how subtle, dirty jokes that used to go over our heads have turned into whatever this is. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. If you wanted to learn something new today, you're in for a treat, because what if I told you that cartoons were never originally for kids?
We know that cartoons are for children, but they're also profoundly not for children.
Well, the history of cinema in general, is one that is made originally for adult audiences. From the very beginning, there were all kinds of lewd jokes and innuendos and references that kids might not get, but adults surely did.
Back in the early 1900s, cartoons were played in theaters late in the evening, so the main audience were adults unwinding after a long day at work. These cartoons were filled with racism, visuals, and overall way too aggressive for kids back in those days. Betty Boop was a mainstream symbol, and the visuals and themes in the cartoons were, let's just say, not the most innocent. It wasn't until censorship stepped in and television expanded worldwide that cartoons started being packaged as more kid-friendly.
In 1934, the Hays Code came.
Yeah, they were trying to be slick and slide with it, though. Even look at the checker floor there. They say for kids, but try to, slide stuff in there that will maybe go over people's heads or whatever. But a lot of people just take their kids, put them to the side, let them watch, and while they're over here doing this, and it's crazy. You see the kids on cell phones and all that stuff.
crashing down on Hollywood, and Betty got caught in the wave. Betty, once a nightclub headliner, was recast as a domestic figure. She started out representing the liberated spirit of the Roaring '20s, but by the end of the decade, she was barely recognizable.
When the Hays Code came along, it enforced strict moral guidelines that banned things like profanity, suggestive dancing, and violence in cartoons. So if you thought cartoons were sweet and cuddly, think again. Now, with all this censorship in play, animators couldn't have Mickey Mouse smoking cigars and Betty Boop flashing the audience. No, they needed to start making movies that would clutch at your heartstrings. They needed a movie that would make hundreds of families around the world sit around the TV and laugh.
Today in the Walt Disney Studios in Hollywood, there is coming into being something entirely new in entertainment. A motion picture called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first full-length feature animated production in cinema history.
Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs proved that high-quality, family-friendly movies could not only be a massive financial success, but they could also entertain children without parents' help. This is the era of babysitter cartoons, where cartoons would basically raise children on Saturday mornings.
Fred Flintstone, Bugs Bunny, and other shows like The Jetsons, The Alvin Show, Beanie and Cecil, Tom and Jerry, Mighty Mouse, and Woody Woodpecker, all of these cartoons would see their success repeated when their episodes were rebroadcast on Saturday mornings, helping solidify that time slot as the time to target advertising dollars to the teens and under market specifically. All became longtime staples of Saturday morning.
So now, cartoons were basically kid-only, with many of them following the same formula of clean jokes with simple stories and most definitely family-approved messaging. Now, I would be crazy if I didn't bring up that weird era of weird cartoons.
What the hell?
Yeah, that era.
Ren and Stimpy's one of those shows that my parents hated it.
Yeah.
They saw the characters, they're just like, this is dumb and they're ugly and this isn't funny. And I was like, I don't know why I'm watching this, because every time they do something in this show that's gross, I don't want to watch it, but they do it so often that I'm like...
Ren and Stimpy was, I watched it when I was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and I loved it, I laughed at it, but I have memories, like vague memories of little Justin, like that show freaking me out.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Over time, producers started realizing that parents were never too far when children were watching their shows. The parent was either folding laundry or reading a newspaper on the couch, making dinner for the family. Believe it or not, as inappropriate as a lot of these jokes and family-friendly movies and cartoons were...
Arnold, you make my girlhood tremble.
Are you male or female? And how do you tell the difference? Is it... Oh. Is that how?
Hey, stop peeking!
They were mainly aimed at the parent who was co-watching.
When you couple this postmodern take on familiar tropes with such a wide range of comedic styles, you ensure that your show can be enjoyed by anyone. Kids can be drawn to the more overt sight gags and wacky antics, while adults will be able to appreciate the show's incredible wordplay and more nuanced written humor. It's an incredibly difficult line to walk, and Animaniacs seems to be able to do it in a way that almost seems effortless.
Not to mention, a lot of the jokes were so subtle and quick-witted that a lot of them just went right over our heads. That's why there's so many clips of people rewatching their favorite childhood show and realizing...
That's funny. I was just about to ask that. What was y'all favorite show growing up? And do you remember it? And if you do, are you like, dang, I didn't realize how much crazy stuff was in there? Because like, I used to watch the Thundercats. You had He-Man, the Smurfs. I'm just trying to think of stuff I used to see when I was little. But like, I can't sit here and remember how much craziness might have been in that I didn't recognize, or that my parents even recognized. You just know that the TV was on and you were either playing with a toy or eating a damn peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and your parents were somewhere in the house. But I'm just trying to think. Please comment below.
This is insane.
Cartoons that ruined my life. Number 1, Ren and Stimpy. There's an episode where Ren decides he wants to live alone because of how annoying Stimpy is, and ends up befriending a corpse that he later uses as a weapon to keep hallucinations of himself as different emotions. Imagine pitching this concept as a child's cartoon.
The dirty and weird animations were dirty, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them weren't lay it all out there dirty, if you get what I'm saying. Now, when Shrek came out in 2001, a lot of things started changing.
Mirror, mirror, show her to me. Show me the princess. Perfect.
The Shrek franchise proved that you could be a little bit more raunchy and still get love from not only children, but now parents. So now their audience was expanding. You see what's happening? Imagine how much more money they were earning now that 4 tickets were being purchased at the box office compared to a kid watching cartoons alone on a Saturday morning. It became normal to have a dirty joke or 10 in a movie. Now, the first movie that did go just a little bit too far for some parents' taste was the live-action Cat in the Hat. It pushed the boundaries even further, becoming one of the most controversial kid movies at that time.
It's hard to put all the blame for its failure on one person. One of the biggest criticisms for the film was its inconsistency.
Wait, so he was looking at that, was that Brittany Murphy? And then his hat extended, referencing him getting a you know what, right? Because I never seen that. Is that Brittany Murphy? It's like he pulled out a picture and it was like a full body picture.
Action Cat in the Hat. It pushed the boundaries even further, becoming one of the most controversial kid movies at that time.
It's hard to put all the blame for its failure on one person. One of the biggest criticisms for the film was its inconsistent tone with too many adult jokes. It's really just hard to determine who the film was for. Parents were upset and uncomfortable, kids were confused, and critics were repulsed.
And it was at that point that dirty jokes in children movies were here to stay, even if they made some parents uncomfortable. Today, though, something looks different with children's media, and it's becoming very hard to ignore. The emotionally intelligent and easy to watch programs were switched to more watered down and overstimulating movies that would bring families further apart rather than bring them together.
My dad knows Toy Story by heart. My mom has had to watch Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, and Cars more times than she would care to recount. But regardless of how old these things got for the adults in my life, because they were on repeat and I was burning out VHSs, they were entertaining enough for them to actually enjoy watching these things with me and spending a little time with me. When kids' content is being so dumbed down and so watered down, it becomes that much easier for a tired parent to put some headphones on the kid, shove a tablet in their hand.
So let's paint this picture, okay? We have parents that won't go anywhere near whatever it is the media is calling children's entertainment. And then we have children watching said entertainment that, let's be real, is adding no value to their little developing brains. All they're seeing is violence and butts.
Y'all just went to watch that new SpongeBob movie. What's up with y'all and all this ass? Why is there so much gluteus maximus on the screen? Every 5 seconds in that movie, bro, I'm seeing crevices and curves that I didn't know animated characters had. Where's all this coming from? What are we doing?
It's very obvious that Hollywood and children entertainment are still pushing these dirty jokes. But something about them looks different today. Instead of them being subtle and quick-witted like we mentioned back in the day, they're provocative.
Reach of the day, but I think that the advertisement for the new SpongeBob movie is extremely to the point that it gets extremely uncomfortable.
If you felt uncomfortable watching the new SpongeBob movie, there was a hidden visual language that was going on that you didn't know about, and here's the secret. SpongeBob is iconic. A lot of us grew up with them. The show has always had jokes for kids and adults. That's not anything new. But this movie hit different. The core theme is SpongeBob is trying to become a big guy. That transition from little kid energy to grown-up energy is normal. We all go through it. The problem isn't the idea, it's how the idea was shown. There are scenes that rely heavily on suggestive physical comedy. Lots of butt jokes everywhere. Not clear wordplay, not character growth, but exaggerated body-based humor that feels closer to Ren and Stimpy than the classic SpongeBob.
I mean, look in the real world. You got the BBLs everywhere. And then, you know, we're talking about Hollywood here. We already know what the agenda is. It's literally just pushed right in your face. You know? People still gonna watch. A lot of people don't care. You know, people say, oh, my kid wanted to see it. It's like, how do your kid know about it? It's because you're showing them, right? Like, kids go to school and talk amongst themselves, but they wouldn't know these things if the parents wouldn't allow them to see it.
I understand that dirty and crude jokes, they're not going anywhere. But I'd rather have those little sly jokes.
But I guess it's like, why does funny have to be dirty? You know, especially when it's dealing with kids. We're not talking about adults here. We're talking about the kids. And how she say sly, like people try to be slick about it.
It feels closer to Ren and Stimpy than the classic SpongeBob.
I understand that dirty and crude jokes, they're not going anywhere. But I'd rather have those little sly jokes. Jokes that kids are not equipped enough to grasp. I'd rather have those instead of seeing Patrick's booty crack.
Permission to come aboard, sir! Me too! Only if you put on some pants.
I just want to say that I watched the new SpongeBob trailer, and what is up with these people trying to make our kids obsessed with butts? Why has Patrick got a butt like that? Huh? And the eye patch? That star don't got no p***s.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, Janae, this isn't anything new. There's been butts in SpongeBob since episode 1. Yes, we can be honest. SpongeBob is not the cleanest show, and it hasn't been since the 90s.
Look, doubloons! Don't drop them.
Hey, SpongeBob, how do I look?
Wow, looks like those iron bun workout videos are really paying off.
About him. Wow! Oh, my foot! What?
No matter how weird it got, and I know it could get weird, there would always be a sliver of innocence. The butt wasn't the majority of the joke, if you get what I'm saying. So for the new SpongeBob movie that just dropped this year, I think people are so disturbed because there's not much that's funny about it, in my opinion. They just expect children to laugh at private parts. Now, while some people may disagree,
so I've seen a lot of people online talking about the new SpongeBob movie and how it's like too overly sexualized, right? And there's just too many suggestive poses, like this one what we've seen when Patrick has the eye patch around his crotch area, right? Like, do we not remember this? Like, I feel like y'all are just complaining to complain at this point, because for years and years on end, they have put adult jokes inside of children's movies for years. Like, come on, bruh. There's literally nothing wrong with this movie. Like, nothing at all. They've made...
He's normalized to it. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. You know, my whole thing is, I don't know this dude. I don't know his age, but if he had a kid and his kids start to do things that they're doing in there, it probably hit him different, you know? It's like saying nothing's wrong. Yeah, all right.
They've been doing this with children's movies for years.
Have you guys seen the marketing and clips of the new SpongeBob movie? Like, it's actually genius, and it's making me really want to see the movie.
but I don't think those people understand that the new humor in this SpongeBob movie, they aren't just subtle, dirty jokes. They're literally just moves in cartoon form. And don't even get me started on Ice Spice's involvement and song Big Guy in the movie, with lyrics that read, off the wake.
That's where that came from? I have not seen this movie, but I've seen them people doing those damn, you seen them somebody stand behind them and flex. And I seen people do. I had no idea who even sang that song. Okay, please don't play it.
I'm feeling my best. I bend over, I do my little stretch. What do you mean by that?
I'm so tired of hearing this Ice Spice song for SpongeBob. Big guy SpongeBob pants okay? What even is that, and who idea was that? It don't match. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's just weird.
If you don't know who Ice Spice is, she's one of the biggest breakout rappers over the last few years. Well known for her, let's just say, visuals that are not meant for children in any way. And while she's not popping as much as she was about 2 years ago, everything about her style, outfits, and her choreography is, let's be honest, suggestive. And while there's nothing entirely wrong with that, what is wrong with it is her having any involvement in a children's movie.
Right. Hey, check out my new single Big Eye for the new SpongeBob movie. Search for SquarePants.
Please tell me if I'm too woke. I don't know why I feel weird about Ice Spice being like collabing with SpongeBob, because I feel like it's like SpongeBob is for children. And it's fine, whoever she is, whatever. But like, if I'm a child, I'm like, oh my god, I like this song. Let's look up more of Ice Spice's music. If I go on TikTok and search Ice Spice, I literally just immediately see her shaking her
Yep.
And personally, if I was a parent, I don't want my 7-year-old looking at this girl shaking her ass.
And then her wearing this outfit.
But then you also got to remember, you got a lot of parents who are shaking their rear ends with their kids in the videos. You know, you'll see little kids smacking their mom's butt. This is all news to me. Wow.
To the movie premiere. I literally have no comment. Most of y'all already probably know what's going on in my brain. I have no say.
People are mad at Ice Spice for wearing lingerie to the SpongeBob movie premiere, which was a premiere filled with children. But you know what? This wasn't her fault. Ice Spice shows off her bikini bottom and see-through lace dress at SpongeBob movie premiere. Is this appropriate for a kids movie? What kids movie? This looks like the kinkiest since Baby Girl. The marketing for this movie has been borderline fetish content. I would not be shocked if she looked at the marketing and was like, oh, this is a rated R parody film.
It's bad enough they have an artist that's well known for what she's well known for promoting this movie, but the advertising is insane too.
Whoever is the creative director at Nickelodeon, come to the front. I would like to have a word with you. Because why is SpongeBob on a billboard with his kosher dill pickle gift wrap and nothing but some socks on? The fact that they target kids with adult themes and adult-like propaganda is kind of crazy. And we just sit back, don't say nothing about it. Ooh, it's cool. SpongeBob always been kind of off. You get what I'm saying? But he ain't never been this freaked out.
Is this not provocative? Is this not completely inappropriate? Why is the bow right there? Why is he biting his lip? I truly believe the main reason we're seeing programs and platforms like Nickelodeon push this is because it's literally what children watch today.
Pregnant superheroes, Mickey Mouse in a pool of blood, Peppa Pig drinking bleach. Those are just some of the troubling videos that slipped through the filters and made their way onto YouTube's Kids app.
While I'm reviewing what's on his tablet again, why do it say beautiful cooking clash? What did you watch? Is that why you want your tablet back so bad? You've been watching beautiful. Look at these booty cheeks. Why is the booty cheek so plump right here? Why is your thing booty oriented?
With the rise of brain rot, not only is it overstimulating, it's weirdly disturbing. These kids are watching things and becoming desensitized to things that should make them uncomfortable.
Day one of watching kids' YouTube has not gone well. I wiped this iPad, created a clean YouTube account, then trained it for an hour of only auto-played Cocomelon videos before watching every YouTube short it suggested. all the way through in order. This was the first short, and
What
it only
the-
went downhill from here. This is the second one, and we're getting cats being on beds, so the mom cat beats the kid cat, making it bloody, then abandoning it. Then we get a cat bombing a pond of geese to make a coat, then a very weird AI ad for Polybuzz trying to get kids to sign up for AI chatbots, and finally, the first real video we get is a kid wailing. Yes, those were the first 5 videos I saw after an hour of Cocomelon.
So that's why we're seeing this huge rise of kid shows and
Boy.
cartoons putting more dirty jokes and crude humor, a lot of butts in their programs, is because that's what children are enjoying today, which really lets you know where we are in this point of life.
Let's take a look around. Who's raising these kids in this generation? These electronics. Kids are sponges. What they absorb matters. I hate people that think it's not that deep, because what's the agenda here? Why would you ever be pushing these things onto children? These new movies, these new kid shows, they're all so weird. Why can't we have a normal kid show like Mickey Mouse that doesn't show a cheek or make a joke about sex? And why is that so crazy to ask?
I understand there's so many things that kids are exposed to way earlier than they should be. Not to mention, children are growing up way faster and they're grasping things a lot quicker. So those quick little dirty jokes from the 90s that millennial and older Gen Z are realizing today are a bit weird. Today, these kids aren't missing any jokes, because now these jokes are right in their face, bouncing and moving in ways everyone can see is dirty. Thank you for tuning into the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. I hope you guys...
Boy. We're living in some times, aren't we? Now, again, this stuff has been going on for years, but, you know, again, it's just all about technology and access. You know, what that girl said about the tablets, the electronics are raising the kids, that's 1000% true. Whether you're in a restaurant or wherever you go, you just see the kids on their phones. And I think you have a lot of kids raising kids. But this was pretty brutal, man. Not gonna lie. Someone said it here. People need to realize that dirty is not equal to funny. Yeah. It just feels like I can't even say that. Yeah. Yeah, this was pretty bad. Yeah, there was a lot in here that I didn't even know existed. And again, just having Ice Spice, that's enough right there. That is enough right there. Appreciate you guys coming over and watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And shout out to Janae for this video, man. All right, peace out.